Hey, what up, Dodgers Nation? Doug McCain here. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMac_LA. An MLB insider said the Dodgers could trade Will Smith this offseason. I'll give you my thoughts on that in just a second. But first, for all the latest Dodgers news and rumors all season long, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and if you really want to support the channel, smash that like button. And as always, I want your takes down below in the comment section. Today's Dodgers Nation question of the day: would you consider trading Will Smith if you were the Dodgers? What player, what kind of haul would you need in return? Is it a good idea, a bad idea, a terrible idea? I want all your takes on this one down below. And for all the latest Dodgers news, head over to DodgersNation.com. Since stepping onto the scene in 2019, Will Smith has established himself as one of the best catchers in all of Major League Baseball. He's been the best hitting catcher in baseball. We're going to dive into his numbers in just a second, but first, ESPN's MLB insider Alda Gonzalez, a friend of the show, a guy who's appeared on this show before, he said that the Dodgers could be tempted to trading Will Smith this offseason. He wrote in his piece, "The Dodgers continually produce elite catchers, the latest being Diego Cartaya, the number 17 prospect in Kylie McDaniel's midseason rankings. Cartaya is probably still at least a year away from the major leagues, where Smith has established himself as arguably the game's best catcher. But if the Dodgers can get a haul for Smith, particularly to bolster their rotation, perhaps they'll be tempted. Smith is entering his first year of arbitration and brings a lot of value to a premium position, so he would be very highly coveted." Okay, so first things first, let's unpack exactly what Alda Gonzalez said, because this doesn't even warrant the Dodgers rumor meter, because this is pure speculation. This is an idea by Alda Gonzalez, and I'm not going to go crazy. I'm not going to lose my mind. You know, I'm a fan of Will Smith. Some of you out there think I look like Will Smith and they were actually twins, and I've told you in the past that no, we are not twins. No, I'm not Will Smith, but there are no pictures of us in the same room at the same time. So make of that what you will. And I'm not going to go crazy like Will Smith did to Chris Rock at the Oscars. I'm not going to yell, "Keep my catcher's name out your effing mouth." I'm not going to slap this rumor down like Will Smith slapped Chris Rock or anything like that. Let's just talk about this idea for a second. Now, what he's saying in his piece is that if the Dodgers can get a haul or someone that could bolster their rotation, maybe they consider doing it. Now, will the Dodgers actually consider trading Will Smith? I think that depends on a couple of factors. I think it depends on, one, who's coming back. Will they get Tyler Anderson back on the qualifying offer? Will he sign a multi-year deal with the Dodgers? Will Clayton Kershaw return? How much success will they have in free agency? Will they go after Jacob deGrom like I think they should? Will they go after a Carlos Rodon? Because if they don't get that impact starting pitcher via free agency, maybe they do pivot towards trying to make an off-season trade. We saw last year at the deadline, they were in talks with the Miami Marlins for Pablo Lopez. Shane Bieber is a guy that has been floated around in some trade rumors over the last couple of seasons. Could he be made available? And I am by no means advocating for a Will Smith trade, but I think we're living in this post-Dodgers NLDS collapse world, and I think they're going to explore all their options this offseason. If they think trading Will Smith will bring a return that could help them win a World Series next year, maybe they consider doing that. Now, in my opinion, you have a premium position like that catcher position, the leader of the infield, when you consider the fact that he's not only established himself as one of the best hitting catchers in baseball, he's one of the best hitters in baseball. Now, just how good is Will Smith? Well, since he made his debut in 2019, he leads all of big league catchers with an 848 OPS, a 132 WRC+, his 57 home runs ranks second, his 9.7 F4 ranks third, and there's always been talk about how good of a defensive catcher Will Smith is. Well, he continues to get better. 7 defensive runs saved this season. He's in the 79th percentile in pop time. He has a gun back there, that Smith & Wesson, that he can throw guys out with, and he just continues to build chemistry with the pitching staff. He continues to improve his feel as a game caller. Now, is he an elite catcher? No, but when you consider what he can do with the bat, this is a premium catcher by pretty much every single metric. And I can hear you out there. I hear you saying, hey, D-Mac, well, if he's so great, then why did he struggle so much in the postseason in the Dodgers NLDS loss to the Padres? And I'm not going to fight you on that. He definitely didn't have his best series. He ends up going 3 for 16. He hit a $188, and he struggled with runners in scoring position. Save for that double in Game 1, he wasn't able to get that big hit. He goes just 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position, and then 1 for 10 with men on base. So Will Smith had opportunity after opportunity hitting in that cleanup spot to really have a big impact in that series, and he just wasn't able to come through, and he wasn't able to be that clutch prince that we've seen him be. But for his career, he's been great with runners in scoring position. We saw what he did in Game 5 in the 2020 NLCS, that 3-run home run that really changed the series, changed the postseason for that Dodgers team. I'm telling you right here, right now, that if Will Smith doesn't go deep on Will Smith, the Dodgers probably still haven't won a World Series since 1988. And I know that Smitty often gets overlooked and overshadowed on this Dodgers team, but don't underestimate the impact that he has. And without Will Smith, this lineup just wouldn't be as potent. It wouldn't be as explosive. And there's not a lot of Dodgers in the history of their franchise that I would rather have at the plate in a big spot. And now, just as a thought exercise, let's explore the idea of trading Will Smith. Let's see what they could get for him. Now, the first thing you want to do is you want to look at a comp. And the best one we have is JT Realmuto getting traded by the Marlins to the Phillies back in 2018. So if you remember back in 2018, the Marlins made him a very competitive offer at 8 years, $190 million. He turned down that extension, and they ship him off to Philly. Now, what did Philly get in return? Well, they got catcher Jorge Alfaro, who had a nice year in 2019. He had a career year, but he was ultimately dealt to the Padres. They ended up trading him, so that one didn't work out. And then there's Sixto Sanchez. Now, when it comes to potential, Sixto Sanchez has definitely flashed that he could be a frontline starter. Only problem is he hasn't been able to stay healthy, hasn't been able to stay on the mound. And then there's Willie Stewart. Now, Willie Stewart is a AA pitcher with an ERA over 4. So when you look at the haul that they received, it was mainly to rebuild, to build for the future. If the Dodgers were to trade Will Smith, they would want an impact player that could help them win now. It'd be one of those rare big league moves where you see big league talent for big league talent. At least that's what I'm assuming when you consider the fact that the Dodgers are now in this hyper World Series or bust era with this super team. And I think the only way that they would actually seriously consider trading Will Smith is if it were for an impact starter. If they could get a Shane Bieber type, someone along those lines. Because other than that, I think they hold on to him, especially when you consider the fact that Diego Cartaya, he's not going to be ready until late 2024. And even then, how good is Diego Cartaya going to be? Because he could be a Hall of Famer, or he could be a bust, or he could be somewhere in between. He could play at an all-star level, or he could just be an everyday catcher. You just never know until they prove it, and Will Smith is a proven commodity. Will Smith has already proven that he can play at an all-star level. So that is what you have right now in Will Smith. And look, I just want to say, too, that I lived through the Mike Piazza trade. As a kid, that was one of the lowest points of my childhood. It broke my heart. I don't want to see the Dodgers trade another elite catcher in his prime. And no, I don't think that Will Smith ends up in Cooperstown one day. But look, I don't want to see that happen again. I want to see them hold on to Will Smith. But I think that if they did actually consider it, if they did move forward with it and maybe even tried to dangle him as a trade piece, the only way they would do it is if they are floored by an offer and if they get a big impact player that could help them win next season. So I don't think the Dodgers will be trading Will Smith, but like I said, you never know with Major League Baseball. Never say never. There are no untouchable players for the most part, and to me, I would consider extending Will Smith before I would trade him. Give him a 5-year, $100 million deal. I'll offer him that, see what he says. I would definitely entertain that idea, and who knows, maybe they try to flip Diego Cartaya instead of Will Smith, knowing that this organization organization, they need to win a World Series as soon as possible now. But we will see. But let me know down below in the comment section, if you were the Dodgers, would you consider trading Will Smith? Who are some players that you would sign off on in a deal for Smitty? Let me know down below. My name is DMAC. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMAC_LA. If you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. And if you want to see us post even more Dodgers content, smash that like button. And as always, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.